Jake, you do it the way you want to, says your statement on your website. First of all, congratulations, doing great work with your photography and obviously having studied film. What does it mean that you do it the way you want to?
That's a really good question, I guess. I've done a lot of self-teaching. My partner has taught me some stuff as well because they did a photography class. My partner was actually the one that taught me how to do the printing in the darkroom. So big shout out to CC for that. I built my own darkroom in my basement, and it's just this crude frame with blankets over it to block out the light. You know, I'm not so concerned about being so precise or about the rules. I'm trying to make images that I love and trying to do it, you know, have the process be true to who I am, which I'm kind of by the seat of my pants sometimes.
Not a bad way to be.
Yeah.
So what's your niche? How would you describe what you do to someone?
That's a very good question also. I struggle with that, actually, describing what I do. I do like to shoot a lot of close-ups, so I do, you know, a lot of floral stuff, but I don't think I do it in the traditional sense, especially because I do mostly black and white. A lot of, like, even my nature and floral photos, it's a lot more about the shape and the composition of the photo instead of, you know, just the fact that it's a pretty flower.
What's the advantage of a black and white shot?
I think sometimes color can distract from the photo. So if you get the colors wrong, for example, it can detract from the lighting, it can detract from your subject. So I think black and white, it really boils it down to how you compose the photo and the shape of the subject. It's simpler in a way, but it's more timeless in that way, I think. I've enjoyed learning that as well because it's something you have to learn.
Is this always going to be a learning profession for you, do you foresee?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wasn't even developing my own film until this year.
What's it take to develop film?
To develop film, it takes something that I'm not very good at, which is being able to work with your hands in the complete darkness. I'm gonna make myself look like such an amateur. Okay, so I loaded my negative. I just have to adjust my dimensions for my paper. I'm doing 8 by 10s. So I'm gonna give myself like a 1/4 inch border. And then actually, I'm gonna reach right above you here. So I just need to kind of zoom my picture in so I get everything I want in the frame. And it's very nice working under a red light because, like, if you do color enlarging, you have to work in complete darkness, and I'm not smart enough to be able to handle that. I'm gonna drop it down to F8. So I'm just gonna expose little segments of my paper in 5-second intervals here. Okie doke. I gotta develop this now.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a couple minutes, so. The best thing I ever did was bring this stool in here. And then my timer's going off, so I'm gonna switch it. The first chemical is developer, so it actually brings out what we exposed onto the paper. Then we put it in a stop bath, which stops it from developing. Do that for 30 seconds, and then it goes into the fixer. So I'm gonna reach behind you again, turn the light on. Very high tech. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for how light the whites are compared to the paper, and then I'm also looking at how dark the blacks are, so I can think about what contrast filter I want to use. Honestly, so that's 5 seconds, that's 30 seconds. So I like that because it looks like it was sunny. I mean, it's pretty bright, but maybe I'll go somewhere in between there. Can I reach over you again? Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna go 12 seconds, and I'm gonna split the filters. So I'm gonna go 6 and 6 on 2 different filters. You can really just get lost in time, and I just like listening to music while I'm down here working. And it's just me with my headphones in, trying to get everything to look the way I want to. It's just nice sometimes. All right, it's been a minute. I'm gonna turn that light on. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Because the sky still, like, it's gray, so it stands out against the paper, but it's bright, it looks like daylight. The blacks are nice and black. I like it. So basically what I do then is I just, I keep my prints usually in the fixer just while I'm doing a few more, and then I take them upstairs to wash them all at once. But yeah.
Take us to that moment when you see it happening. You see the picture coming up that comes from a blank sheet.
Yeah, it's very different, especially for young people, because we grow up with iPhones and digital cameras. So it's so cool to develop your own film and just, you take it out of the tank and hope you did it right, and it's there. It's so rewarding.
What is it about your subjects? It looks like you're drawn to nature, the environment.
Yeah.
But what is that calling to you?
I do a lot of nature, but I've done quite a lot with things like barbed wire and fences and razor wire. And I often will double expose the two together, or I'll shoot, flowers coming through the fence, that kind of thing. With black and white photography, it's a lot about just the shape and the composition. Flowers and things like that in nature, they have such a powerful shape, especially when you take the color out. It's interesting. It's not like, oh, look at the color of that flower, it's so pretty. It's the shape of the petals and the way you frame the stem in. It's a way to almost shoot a portrait without a person. Even with my landscapes, it's a lot about just the composition, the shapes, and the textures. And same like with my padlocks and my razor wire. There is personal meaning to me that I just relate to not only the process, but the way I've opened and closed and channeled my emotions into art and into people. So it has a personal meaning to me, a lot of those ones. But it's also, I just think they look cool sometimes too.
That is something that really matters.
Yeah, yeah.
And Brazil was an important part of your life at one point.
Yeah, so just as I was graduating from college, I got linked up with one of the film and video professors there, Paul Chilson. He was leading a study abroad to Brazil. I've actually gone on 3 trips to Brazil through that university. They involved teaching workshops about filmmaking, actually making films. So I've shot documentary and narrative films while in Brazil with that team. And I've also worked with indigenous people in the Amazon. The indigenous people of the Amazon have a long history of filmmaking. And it's been, not only was that the start of my visual arts journey, but the people that I've been able to connect with are so wonderful. They're so welcoming. They're fun to learn from and to teach to and to work with. And learning in a multicultural and cross-cultural environment, not only do I think it's so important, but it's so rewarding, and it really just elevates the experience and makes you want to keep pursuing the art that you're pursuing.
What's the dream?
I can't really say I have a dream with photography. I just started and found that I loved it. I really just want to keep growing with it. I want to see where it takes me. I really enjoy doing visual media, photography. I do filmmaking as well. So I'm just kind of chasing that and see wherever it leads me.
Thanks, Jake. You've got a great future ahead of you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you coming down.
Be sure to find us on YouTube and Instagram. Exclusive videos, extended content, and behind-the-scenes pictures. Just search Kalamazoo Lively Arts.